Can you see me and hear me okay?
I can see you and hear you just fine. Welcome,
Awesome.
welcome. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for doing this live. It's great.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here every Wednesday, and just to talk about all things networking. And from time to time, I bring on folks who are experts in this area. So definitely wanted to bring you on today. Talk a little bit about our event that we're doing in August, as well
hmm
as just find out a little bit more about the training that you give around authenticity.
Yeah, hi. Hello. I just want to say hi to the people who are joining today. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so what Ray said, we're doing an event in August, and it's going to be in Atlanta around how to network authentically. So my piece of that is a workshop. It's a hands-on workshop. We will be up on our feet. We'll be doing exercises, and it's all based in what I have learned as an actor. So I've been acting for about a little over 10 years. And I got into acting right when a well-known Meisner teacher came to Atlanta. Meisner is an acting technique, and it kind of forces you to be in the moment. So a lot of us go through life, especially in a corporate setting or even in personal settings, we go through life and we have certain, rules of engagement that we live by in polite society, which of course are needed. And Meisner breaks down some of those walls.
Mm.
And it was developed for actors to be truthful in the moment under imaginary circumstances, which would be the script, right? So
Hmm.
I've adapted this technique to help corporate people, business people, and business owners be truthful in the moment with their colleagues and to be able to connect to them more authentically. I think that's a big piece that's missing in a lot of networking these days is um, there are many techniques to network, but there's a lot going on underneath the surface, right? And Meisner strips away a lot of that and kind of forces you in a good way to acknowledge what you're feeling, to acknowledge what the other person is giving you, and to respond to that accordingly.
Yes. Oh man, that is so awesome. I always talk about how, really authenticity is the core
Mm,
of connection, right? So, part of my whole program just talks about how, networking is not just transactional, which most people think it is, right?
yeah,
It's just exchanging business cards. It's really about building a relationship with the type of people that you want to be in relationship with.
absolutely.
However, if you're not authentic, and this is what happens so often, is that you try to be somebody that you're not, trying to
hmm
fit in, right? Trying to, create a pigeonhole that's not authentic to you. And
Right.
so I'm so glad that you're doing this training. Can you tell me a little bit more about now? Meisner sounds interesting, but how does it work? How do you tap into your core?
That is an excellent question. So, Meisner for actors, I'll refer to what I learned as an actor and then
Sure,
how
sure.
I've adapted it. So, it's all based on a technique called repetition, where
Mm.
two people at a time, sometimes more depending on the exercise, but it's typically two people at a time get up in front of the class and work together. And repetition is basically you're observing something about the other person in that moment, not something that I know certain people maybe who've joined this live even that I have already formed certain opinions about, but I need to focus on this moment. What do I think of you? Like if you and I, Ray, were working together in this exercise, I could
Yeah.
observe any number of things about you in that particular moment. You might look happy, you might look excited, you might look nervous. Any of those things I vocalize, and then you repeat that back to me, and we allow that repetition to go on and change organically. And so what it does is I'm bringing up to the forefront what I observe in you, you're responding back to me, and we let our feelings about each other, our observations about each other evolve until it becomes something else. So that's really the exercise. It's
Mm.
actually deceptively simple because it sounds easy. Like I
Yeah.
say one thing, you repeat it back to me, and we keep going. But it's actually very difficult when you get into your feelings about something or someone or some situation. It can be difficult for us to vocalize those, but Meisner is meant to bring you out of your head and into your body, into your emotions in the moment.
That is so good. That is
Very
so
powerful.
good.
Yeah. When
Wow,
I
because you're right. That is the biggest thing, a blocker, I think, to connection
Yeah.
and networking is you get in your head and start thinking. I was having a conversation the other day, about the spotlight effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where some of you feel like everybody's looking at you, and so it really limits,
Yeah.
the way you move or move
Yes.
around a room or move in the world if you believe that. But by just being your authentic self, yes,
Yes.
you can look, but you're kind of happy with who you are
Yes.
because it comes with acceptance of that.
Yes. Yeah. I love that you brought that up, because in Meisner, we're taught, don't judge what you're thinking. Don't judge what you're feeling. There's no judgment here, whether what you're thinking or
Mm.
feeling is positive or negative. You just want to acknowledge it. Like you said, you want to be aware and deal with what's happening in the moment. And so, I liken it to, well, I was going to say some scene work, but that might be getting too into the acting end of things. But it really does force you, again, I hate to use that word, but it kind of is true. It forces you to acknowledge what's going on inside of you in the moment. And also it makes you put your attention on your, I'll call it scene partner, but your work partner. So
Yeah.
again, if you and I, Ray, were working together, all of my attention would be on you. And the exercise is such that you and I agree that you're putting your attention on me. I'm going to put my attention on you. And we are the only two people in that room in the moment. That's what makes it so powerful.
Oh, wow. And
Yeah.
what I'm hearing is that it's really also a great listening exercise,
Absolutely.
right? So
Absolutely.
you have to listen. Yeah, that and
Yes.
being present, so presence. I actually studied a little bit of the Stanislavski method
Yeah.
back in school, but that I think was more about being present, being in the moment,
Yes.
and so this sounds like it touches on that as well, which is so important when you
Mm-hmm.
meet somebody, because I think the worst thing people do in a networking event is they're looking for the next person, right? They're
Yeah.
looking over here,
Yep.
looking to see who else is in the room,
Yep.
and not being present
Yeah.
with the person that they're talking to, which is what's all important.
Yes. Oh, my friend Julie joined. Being present is always key. Absolutely.
Oh,
And
nice.
and
Julie Brown is your friend? Or
yep.
is another?
I am Julie Kendall. She's
Oh, Jason.
actually my business partner and my web series partner. We do a show together.
Oh,
So
that
she's
is. Oh, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I've watched your show. Hilarious.
Yes. Yes. We we try and be funny. Another thing I wanted to bring up, the power of the Meisner technique is.
Mm-hmm.
This is equally important in acting as it is in a business setting. And that is, we're going to meet people that we don't jive with right away, right? We're
Sure.
That's just going to happen. Not everyone is always going to jive with everyone else when you first meet, or even over time. So one thing that Meisner teaches is to find something in the person that you're talking to that you really do like and you really do love. And that can be as simple as, for instance, I could be networking with some guy and, he could come off to me as, I don't know if this guy is really trustworthy or genuine, but I want to build potentially build a business relationship and build that trust. So Meisner would teach me to look at him and just find something about him. Maybe it's the color of his eyes. Maybe his hairdo reminds me of my dad, or whatever it is. Find something about him in that moment that I like, and just focus on that and let that dictate the tone of the discussion. So it's so powerful for so many things, and I feel like it's almost like therapy.
It is a lot like therapy.
Yeah.
But also there's physiology behind it too. I did a video recently. I've done some studies on something called micro expressions.
Yes.
Right, which many people think that they can hide the way they look, but you don't realize your face is capable of making 10,000 expressions, right? And your face is actually kind of rigged up with your body, and you can't control it. We think we can,
right?
But you're making expressions all the time that are picked up subconsciously, depending on what you really think, what you really believe. There's a TV show called Lie to Me, which is out a few years ago. And but that's like a true story. It's actually real people who do that, who can look at your face on a slow motion camera and tell whether you're lying or not. But our brains actually can do that as well. So if you feel one way, but you're saying another thing, or you think you're emoting or expressing something else, it comes across on your face. So so that's why, to your point, it's so important to be present, to be in touch with your body, and to really feel and believe. You have to believe what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah. Because, you know, if you're watching a film and you sense, I think people are very smart, audiences are very smart, and they can sense when an actor is not genuine.
Yes.
Doesn't mean the person is not genuine. It's just that their acting skill is such that they haven't reached a place where they are genuinely connecting with their scene partner. And we may not know exactly why we feel that this person isn't giving us an authentic performance, but we know that we feel that way. And that's again, what Meisner can do. Another example in a networking setting is if I sense that someone is nervous and maybe they're just not comfortable in a networking setting, maybe for whatever reason they're not comfortable talking to me specifically, I will observe that in them, and then with that knowledge I can try and put them at ease. And it doesn't mean I have to be in their face or be overly motherly or anything like that, but I can just say something as simple as, hey, you look, you know, are you okay? You look a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Can I get you a drink? Do you want some water? Do you want a glass of wine? Whatever it is to make them feel at ease.
Yes, yes. Emotional. I'm hearing there is emotional intelligence, right?
Exactly.
You know,
it's
is really
kind of
feeling, all based on EQ, right? Is listening, hearing, feeling, empathizing, right? And then kind of matching that emotion that the person has. And we were never really trained in it. I think we have some of that innately. You're kind of born with it.
Yes.
But without honing that skill and understanding this is something you can become better at, you just kind of go through life not being as connected as you could be if you spent time learning the techniques. So I'm so glad that you're taking time to teach folks this.
Yeah. Well, and you're going to be teaching some good stuff in the beginning of the day as well. Why don't we talk about your stuff too?
Yeah. So, I mean, it all ties in, right? But, you know, a large part of what I talk about is, you know, how do you decide what type of people you want to be connected with? I think that's, you know, many of us have a budget or we have a business plan, but we don't have a relationship plan. You know, you just kind of meet people randomly, you know, throughout your life without any idea of, these are the type of people that I need to have in my life. And that's how you end up with a lot of the wrong people, you know, in your circle who aren't there to support you. Many of us have opened businesses or, you know, and then expect our friends to show up and support us. And when they don't, we're disappointed. But largely because we don't have the type of people in our circle who are going to support us. And so, you know, I talk about planning on the front end, what type of people that you need to have. And then I show you how to find them, right? So now you've made a list of, I need to meet these type of people. Where are they? How do you find them? And how do you connect with them, right? Putting a system in place so that it's not just random and doesn't take so much work. Many people hate networking because it feels too much like work. You know, you have to spend so much time, you get burnt out. I'm going to this club and this event and that event and this church meeting and that church, you know, and at the end of the week, you're exhausted. And so I want to show you how to create a system so that you don't have to work so hard. It does take work. It does take patience. It takes time, but it doesn't have to burn you out. So those are the type of things I'm going to talk about in our session. Very
cool. Well, you know what? I need your stuff. So I can't wait until our workshop.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, good stuff, Pamela. Well, this has been great. Like I said, I just do a quick, you know, come on live. I know some people, you know, do these for hours. I'm not particularly long-winded. I like to get to the point and, you know, give you what you need to know. But please tell everybody how they can find you. If anybody wants to follow you or find out more about what you do, tell us where we can find you and what we can find there.
Yeah, so you can follow my actor page, Pamela Deritis. It's Deritis on Facebook. On Instagram, this account on Instagram, Live Beautifully with Pamela. I post all kinds of things on here. I post my acting stuff. I post some business. If you have questions about Meisner technique or about our workshop, and we should tell them where to find that too.
Yes.
Then definitely hit me or Ray up. I can talk about acting and Meisner technique all year long, basically. So any questions are welcome. We have an Eventbrite page. So our workshop is August 28th. That's a Saturday. And like we have said, Ray will be teaching the connection piece and how to find those right people for you. I'll be teaching how to build that more authentic connection with those people. And we're on Eventbrite. So I think it's, we have a shortened URL for it, don't we? Bit.ly URL.
I can't recall it, but I have a link to it in my bio. So if you're here on Instagram, just click the link in my bio. And I have Networking Authentically workshop. Just click the button and it'll take you right to our Eventbrite page, and you can grab a ticket. We've got an early bird price still going on, I think, until
I think 15th? That actually expired.
Okay.
That expired in June, but people need some financial assistance. We can always talk about that.
just hit one of us up, and we'll figure something out to make sure you're there. Good stuff. Cool. All right, Pamela. Well, this has been so good. Thank you for joining. Look forward to working with you on this project and some others as come up.
Excellent. Thank you, Ray. Thank you for having me on your live.
Absolutely. Well, you have a great afternoon. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.